to store vault.
Come on in. Good morning and welcome to Transwest Truck Trailer RV. My name is Katie O'Neill and I'm so excited to show you today's RV. I'm tuning in to you live from Frederick, Colorado. You can find me at 303-562-8659, or you can find me on YouTube at RVs Inside Out. And if you're looking for lots of fantastic videos, Transwest here in sunny Frederick, Colorado brings you a live RV video 5 days a week, and you can find us at TTT RV on YouTube. And man, oh man, do we have some great content there. But first and foremost, let's start off in what is a 2024 Winnebago Navion 24V. Now this floor plan is still available for order new, and in fact we got a 2025 24D in today. So if you're looking at this floor plan new, go ahead. But this is a great opportunity because this is a pre-owned coach. So as you can see, we've got this beautiful Harmony interior. We've got this great cabinet space up above. We've got really nice cross ventilation available with day and night shades here in the rear. A nice Insignia television. And then we've got these two fantastic bunks. Now this twin bed is going to be a 32 by 74 on this side and a 32 by 78 on the other. What's so exciting about today's video though is we're doing a comparison against the replacement for this unit, which is a 24R. So in 2025, Winnebago launched a whole new campaign of vehicles, really due to the success of the Navion product historically, and then also the ability to merge it with their new, one of their best sellers, the Winnebago Echo. So in combination, if you took a 2024 24V and an EXO and you mixed them together and they had a baby, it would be called a 24R. So I'm really excited to show you some of the differences from 24 to 25, all in chassis, in layout, floor plan, all of these things so that you can make the right decision for yourself. So as you can see here, we've got great drawer storage underneath. So I'll go ahead and open one of these just so you can see. So lots and lots of room, a nice lighted step. And then again, more drawer storage over here underneath. Tons and tons of space. This of course comes down here to form a queen size bed. The bed in total is going to be 74 by 87, which is just short of a king. And then in here you'll see we've got our table legs stowed up here against the back left corner, as well as our tabletop for dining. And I'll show you where that goes in a minute. But before I do that, let me just open up all of these beautiful cabinets. Again, this is the Harmony interior. And as you can see, you've got a ton of storage up here above. So if you are, grandparents going to hit the road with the grandkids, this would be a great way to be able to store all of their things as well as toys, maybe supplies that you need. If it's just the two of you hitting the open road, of course, this is a luxurious amount of space, tons and tons of room in this rear bedroom. But the reason I mentioned the grandkids in this floor plan is because this floor plan is one of the few floor plans that boasts separation here. So there's a curtain you can hang on these two pillars here, giving you a separation of space. So you have a bedroom back here, a center bath, and then you have another room in the front. Just a little more storage on this side. And then as you can see, this can also have shelves if you don't choose to use the hanging bar. So again, great amount of storage here. You'll notice in both of these coaches, Jody, why don't we trade places? I'm gonna go ahead and squish past you so you can hit the other side. In both of these coaches, we're gonna have lots of nice features. So for instance, we're gonna have our solar panels. We're gonna have a generator. This coach has the optional quiet diesel generator. So there was a gas and generator option available all the way through 2024. In 25, there's only an option for a lithionics upgrade, which will give you an all electric coach, or you can get the 4,000 watt generator that comes in the 24R that we'll see today. And then of course we've got your slide controls here. One of the nice features about this coach, and we'll show you right now, is that when you do have this slide out, you've got plenty of room up here, and you have two televisions in this coach. So for instance, if one of you wants to watch Sex and the City and read a book, hang out in the rear, you can do that. And then you've got this nice Insignia up here as well. Another great feature of this coach, in terms of being able to have the separation of space, is that you have a bathroom in here as well. So if there's somebody who wants to take a shower or get up and use the facilities at night, you've got a nice center bath. You can brush your teeth and have the door closed. In the 24J, of course, we know that that has a sink that's kind of in the middle. And then, of course, in the 24D, you don't have much of a separation except for into the bathroom. You've got more of kind of like a loft apartment. Now, one of the features we want to talk about in this coach today is that both of these are going to have different shapes of showers. But I think in both coaches, you have a lot of room here. Of course, you don't need the hanging bar. You've got this really cool shower curtain, which is actually German mold proof. You've got a really nice storage area here for your tissues. You even have like a little tissue dispenser. You put your Kleenex box in upside down. Nice medicine cabinet. And then also some shelving down here, as well as a nice big mirror to go ahead and get your hair blow dried. And then storage here underneath as well to keep all of your cleaning supplies. So overall, really cool layout. Again, lots of separation of space where you have a rear bedroom, you have a separate bathroom, you've got towel hooks on the rear of the door here. And then again, we'll go ahead and trade locations, Jody, and I'll show you this Norcold refrigerator. So a lot of the things when you're looking at the Echo that are different about this coach, maybe a little more luxurious, are going to be things like the slide unit, and then also the size of your refrigerator and freezer. So this 10 cubic foot refrigerator is twice the size of what you'll find in the Echo. And so again, if it's the two of you or you've got grandkids, it's just nice to have this extra space. I also like the fact that this has an adjustable shelf for my Prosecco. Super important stuff. All of these soft close drawers are lighted when you open them, which is super nice, as you can see here. And then both of these coaches are going to have more water capacity in terms of gray water and fresh water than most coaches in this segment on the market. This coach has a 31-gallon freshwater capacity and then 41-gallon gray and 41-gallon black. It's going to be a little bit increased in the 24R. Things that will be similar though, like you've got a gas range here as well as your true induction. Now what's nice about this true induction is until I put a pot on this and it's actually magnetically connected, it won't turn on. And even when it does turn on, if I've got somebody making like fried eggs or bacon, I can set this by either temperature or I can set it by 1 through 5 zone. And this true induction cooktop is so fantastic because if you put a paper towel down on this and then a pot to boil water, it would not catch on fire. So if you've got littles that are helping you make breakfast, you would just choose to have them use this range. All of that being said, another nice variance of this is if you have your propane tank filled up outside and you want to use gas because you're maybe boondocking and you don't have enough battery charge and you don't want to run your generator, you could also use gas instead of the electric. The benefit of the electric, of course, is going to be that here in the Rocky Mountains at altitude, we've got consistency in output, so the same temperature at 14,000 feet versus sea level. Now, another nice feature that you'll get in the Navion that you don't see in the Echo is the convection and microwave oven. Now, of course, that is available on the Mercedes-Benz chassis, but on the Transit, it's just a microwave. For anyone who wants to be able to bake cookies, maybe make some biscuits to have with dinner, this is a really great feature on this coach, is to have both a convection and microwave. And then another feature you'll find in both units is an impressive amount of storage, as well as a Culligan whole house water filtration system. And of course, as usual, Winnebago really likes to do these cutting boards on your kitchen countertop. So as you can see, this is one with the cover on, and then I've got one with the cover off, and you've got that spray and pour feature. And then underneath here, I wonder how we're going to do this, Jody. Okay, ready? You come over here, and then I'm going to open this. I don't want to whack you. So you cannot do this on the R, but on the 24V, you have a paper towel dispenser and a little extra room for DVDs, perhaps, a video game console, whatever you may want, as well as your sound bar. So as I said, I'm trying to just run through and show you some of the benefits and advantages of both coaches. They're both nice. Again, this is a pre-owned unit. It has less than 7,000 miles on it. It was traded in here. And for another Newmar, well, I shouldn't say another Newmar, I guess Winnebago owns Newmar, so it was traded in for another Winnebago product, but just something larger. And I think that it's really important to show that, you know, when you buy a coach from Transwest, it's really nice to know that you'll come back and buy another coach from Transwest. I think that speaks very highly of the organization. Now this has the regular couch, which you can transform into a bed, and then on the R we're gonna see our theater seats. So I think that that's an important feature. Both of them are gonna have the upgraded higher end Prima, you know, covered seats. You'll see that we have the, oh, sorry, Mercedes heard me. You can see that we have the seat controls over here on the door, and these are heated seats. These also do swivel. Let's see if I can hit back and get her to stop talking to me. There we go. Okay, so another great feature of this is the MB Connect. So we're gonna have Mercedes-Benz Connect on both vehicles, navigation, phone, radio. As you can see, you've got really great, easy to use connectivity, also voice control, and then you have shortcuts, right? So you have a shortcut where if you push a button, it'll take you back to different features of the coach without having to go all the way through your menu. You're gonna have single zone climate control as well. Lots of cup holders, really nice digital display. You can actually walk through all sorts of different things just by touch on your steering wheel controls. You're going to have what is called Distronic. Distronic is adaptive cruise control, and it was coined by Mercedes-Benz in about 2003, so they've been doing it for a really long time, much longer than Mr. Musk has been around. So they're very good at it. But again, this Sprinter chassis has got a lot of nice features, and you're going to find that on both. But where you're going to find a change is that this is a V6. So this is a 3-liter rear-wheel drive diesel engine. Now, the one that we're going to look at next is also a 3-liter rear-wheel drive engine. But the difference is going to be that this coach has just a little bit less horsepower, a little bit more torque, and it's a V6 versus the 4-cylinder that we're going to look at next that also has the optional all-wheel drive system. So for those of you that are like us in Colorado, we can be camping in June in Breckenridge and get a snowstorm. So it's really nice to have an all-wheel drive feature. If that's important to you, please note what you won't see is what you see up here. So this is the bunk over cab model, and we're going to look at the Aero cab on the 24R today. Again, this is really not just to show you a coach that's available to sale or to purchase, but also coaches and the differences so that you can make the right decision for your family. If you need this extra sleeping space, this is a big amount of space. This extra bed up here is going to be great for either adults or kids. If I can get it to go into place. There we go. So if you're looking for extra space for sleeping, this is a really nice large bedroom. Now, this is also available. You do not need to have the Aero cab. You can get this the bunk over cab in the 24R. If you do, it will not be available in the all-wheel drive version. So the only way to get that all-wheel drive version is going to be with Aero cab. So let's go outside and take a look at what I was talking about when I said if you took an Echo and mixed it with a Navion, you'd end up with the 24R. So we're gonna look below here for your storage. Now keep in mind, there's some really nice features on this coach, well worth talking about. So you got your 110 plugs here, right? If you wanted to put a Starlink in this coach, as you can see, there's a little notch out here where you could run a cord out of this bay, close it and lock it, and have your Starlink in here. Close this and then get that little antenna out, your tripod somewhere in the sun, or not in the sun, but in an open area of the campground. So that's a really nice feature. We're also going to have the same awning on both coaches. We are expecting a storm this afternoon, so you can see it's a little gusty. Very likely that because this does have that bounce sensor, this Carefree awning will pop in at some point during our video. And then again, this coach has something it's harder to find on the market if you're looking for coaches these days. The RV quiet diesel generator is something that you are not able to get any longer, and the new generator that you'll see here is this Flex Power here. And so this is the generator that's now standard across the Winnebago line. But as I mentioned, lots and lots of nice features on both coaches. But where the difference is going to really come is going to be here in the rear. So here's another one of your storage compartments. Certainly lots of little places to pack stuff in, and we all know we don't have huge things all the time, but it depends on how you like to pack. So if you're a guy with some golf clubs, man, this is probably enough room. You could also get your barbecue grill in here. Maybe you could get, you know, a fire pit, if you will. Both coaches are going to have a 5,000 pound towing capacity, a 7-pin connector, a rear view camera. So both of these coaches are really nice. But as I mentioned, the storage is going to be kind of the game changer here. So we'll just take a quick look back here at your water bay and power station, also your gray water tank, and then your propane tank. And in our propane, we're going to have the same 50.76 gallon propane tank for both years. There's a few other things that kind of stay the same on these coaches. The chassis capacity, the 170 wheelbase, all of those measurements are going to be the same for 24 versus 25. Like I said, this is going to be the rear-wheel drive unit. You are able to have an all-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive in 2025, whereas in 2024 you only had the one option. Now, this though is where we're going to find the big change. So Jody, go ahead and just get over here to the back of this coach. I'm going to grab my paperwork for our next unit, just so I have it here in front of me. Left it on the counter inside. But as you can see, this is really where the big difference is in this coach. So first and foremost, you have so much room for storage of different types of components in here. If you're a guy who's looking to have not just golf clubs, but maybe an electric bike, maybe some paddle boards, larger capacity items, this is a heated and insulated bay. Now keep in mind, you still have that cool pass through. So you can see there's that little notch out cover right there. So you can keep the vermin out of your coach. You also have your input connections here for cable or satellite. You've got 110s on both sides. You've got 12 volts on both sides. But this is a big difference here. This is a lot of difference in storage. Now you'll notice there's no rear view ladder. But where this coach is also, I think, improved is you've got a rear view backup camera. So as you can see, there's a camera that's pointing down and then one that looks like it's shooting back. That's so that you get a projection of your rear view in your mirror, which is super, super nice. So both of these coaches have dual pane windows. It's an option. So that's, you know, a nice feature. Your water area is a little easier to access, as you can see up here. You've got a nice light over the top. So this is going to be a little easier to get to. Your cord is also, I'm sure, I'm like, it's so much easier to get to. Seriously, Jody, you do it. Can you reach it? My little fingers. Girls have nails. If I try to pull that, it's going to break my nail. But so your cord is going to be easier to access as well. It's not down underneath. It's a little bit better at high level here. And then, of course, you also have your freshwater inlet outside of the compartment, which is also very nice. And then you'll notice this guy here, this is a radar for side assist. So that's a difference between the two coaches. So now you have a blind spot assist as well as a lane tracking and Distronic package. So again, just small little nuances. Again, same propane. There's a quick connect for both. So this is your propane tank. And then Jody, if you'll just pan around to that behind the wheel of this other one, you can see that outdoor quick connect to here. So if you were gonna, you know, have your fire pit plugged in, perhaps you're gonna have your barbecue plugged in, you have access there to your barbecue on the campsite. So as we walk around the back here, we're gonna come over here to the other side, and you'll notice we have another port of entry for storage, and then we have another storage bay up here, as well as a battery disconnect and inverter disconnect. So this is important stuff. If you don't know where these are, they're in the bay down below. They used to be inside the door when you walked into the other coach. Another nice feature of the 2025 24R is you've got a cable outlet here, as well as your 110s. So if you've got your blender going, again, plenty of connectivity. And then Jody, why don't you go ahead and hop on in? I'll let you get a head start on me. If you go to the right, I'm gonna jog left after we get in. So one of the nice features in this 24R is they've really dressed up the coach. So it's much more sophisticated looking in here than it was before. And again, they've maintained some of these really nice features. So for instance, big drawer storage once again. They've changed how the cabinet storage works though. Now you'll find that it's underneath like you have it in the Echo. So great placement. Now, why did we have to move this bed up to have 2 steps instead of 1? Because we wanted that big gear storage in the back. But in doing so, we've got a his and hers cabinet. Winterization's down here underneath that panel, very easy to access. And then you'll see big drawer storage. Now, these beds are just a little bit bigger. This is gonna give you a total of, I had to write this down. I actually had to look it up. So the 2 twins give you an 80 by 70, 84 by 76. A king is an 80 by 76. So this is actually larger than a king size bed when you put this in place here in the center. You'll notice here we also have a nice hard table if you want to have a nightstand in between the 2 of you instead of this cushion. Another thing a lot of people talk about doing is they take both of these cushions out. They might put a dog bed here. But as I mentioned earlier, really nicely done. You still have 2 televisions. You have really beautiful, this is the juniper wood that you'll see in the Echo. So you've got really beautiful wood covered storage. And all your connectivity is still the same. You still have your reading lights, you still have your outlets. There's still, you know, lots of storage and even up to the corners. Instead of making it something where you had to tail back into it now, they've given you a netted cover. But as you can see, still a ton of storage back here. And again, this one has the high capacity air conditioner option in it. So there's a few different options to take note of. This is a 24R that has the low profile without bed, which we'll see in the front. The generator, 4 kilowatt LPN gas. Both, as I mentioned earlier, have the Primera seats. This one has the optional dual recliners. This one also has the all-wheel drive chassis. And then this one also has the dual pane windows. So the dual pane windows on the Echo are really where we started seeing this feature prominently, where you could just leave them open and then have them close really easily. You just pop it all the way up and it comes back down to close. But there's a latch here in between, so you can actually create just a little bit of it's still sealed, but a little bit of a breezeway. And then if you close your day shade, then you can actually get fresh air in the coach, leave the coach, you know, unoccupied and not worry about people coming in, but still get that fresh air through. And then you still have your full nightshade as well. And again, we still have our Insignia TV in the rear bedroom. So great space. One thing I think is important when you get into this mattress, first of all, it's very comfortable. But second of all, this is a big landing pad. So if you do have to get up at night, there's courtesy lights down below so you can see what you're doing. And you also are not landing in a small, narrow step. So even though they've added this extra step, they've still been thoughtful in making sure that you have enough room to get down safely before you step onto that next step. But this is where the big game changer comes. So as you'll notice over here, very similar setup in this bathroom except for one part. One person can be using the loo and the other could be taking a shower. So big change there in terms of your overall space. So where you had before a 19 by 28 by 34 shower, now you're going to have just a square 25 by 32. And you'll have to tell me what you think. I feel like this is better shower space. Jody, why don't you go ahead and let's switch sides. And I'll open this up for you. So I think that this is a really nice feature of this coach. And you'll notice when I open this door, what I'm doing is I'm actually creating an entire separation without having to have a curtain of space. So I have a bathroom, I've got a loo, I've got the bedroom, and then I've got this fantastic living space up front. Now, again, still true induction, still burner, single basin sink, but still stainless steel undermount, still with cutting boards, maybe a little updated and more contemporary looking faucet set, but still spray and pour adjustable. Big kitchen window, same gray stone microwave oven. You still get a larger television up here in the front. You've got your sound bar. You now have this really cool So the doors with Winnebago have always been this ongoing thing. Everyone always has a different drawer or a different door preference, but this is just a nice way to have your window shade here. And then as you can see, you can keep all of that light out. So if you did have somebody else that wanted to have a little shut-eye, take maybe a nap, you'd be able to do that because you would be in this fantastic space. Now this table can go here so that you can have, let me just see if I can get it. There we go. So you could have dinner here if you wanted to. You could leave it long ways and have just a space for some drinks, maybe some chips and dip. You could have it set this way and have a place to dine. And you'll notice this weekend I had my client in and she said, these chairs are so deep. How do you get comfortable? So we took the riser that you would usually put on the swivel seat for the front and we put it behind us, and it seems to work as a great bolster. But for a tall guy, there's plenty of room in here. And then for someone who's maybe a little more petite, also very comfortable. Now I am going to go ahead and move this table to the front here. Maybe. Oh, maybe I'm not. Maybe I need to turn my chairs around before I do that. But I'll put that up in a second. But what I wanted to show you first is, okay, so you've got outlets on the outside of the seats now for your cell phone. And then also you have these really swank, long, for tall people even, recliners. So as you can see, even if you're like a big person, you're still going to have the ability to take a nice nap here during the day. Maybe you've had a big hike, you've come back, take a nice shower, get rinsed off, and you want a place to kind of relax. This is a really very swank, very nice updated interior. So both are great features, but if you are looking for something that has a little more of a high-end feel with that extra garage storage, this is a great option. Now you'll notice, as I mentioned earlier, we still have our whole house water filter underneath and tons of storage capacity. I no longer have the little guy here to hang my paper towels down, but you have enough counter space here where you could actually have your paper towels over here. We talked about the microwave oven and the convection being the same. Still great, deep, nice drawer storage as well. This is the round table for your microwave, just the little spinny plate. But as you can see, tons and tons of drawer storage. And then a lot of overhead storage here for the cabinet. And then on top of that, you also have this. And again, this is a feature that you can only, you could get this on a rear-wheel drive coach, but you cannot get an all-wheel drive coach with overbed storage. It's always going to have this bunk over cab storage. But this is a ton of storage. Now, both coaches are going to come with this package, which is the window shades. You also have a curtain to cover the front up here. So again, this is very easy if you want to garner some privacy. You can certainly do that. And then, as I mentioned earlier, a lot of the same features in terms of connectivity. You'll see we still have our outlet connectivity up here, our ability to turn our lights on and off. We've got our opening windows, and then we still have the same NorCal 10 cubic foot refrigerator. And again, this is something that definitely differentiates the coaches from each other. So in turning these seats around, and I didn't do it on both just because this is already going to be a pretty long video covering both at the same time. But turn my volume down here. There we go. So it's funny, a lot of people struggle with this seat control on this coach because it looks, or it's unfamiliar, I should say. The seat is actually a silhouette of the seat. So if you see it, the bottom one here is going to be, it toggles back and forth. It goes up and down in the front and up and down in the rear. So this bottom one on that seat is going to be a 6-way. And then this is a tilt back and forth. I sold Mercedes for like 12 years. I actually sold Sprinter vans. I built my own in 2014. I'd highly recommend you let the experts do the work. But all of that being said, I have got a lot of Sprinter knowledge. And I'm a big fan of the product. I'm really excited to see this all-wheel drive option come to the market. Nope, I'm gonna have to do both of them, Jody. Gosh darn it, can never be easy. But no, so I'm really excited to have this all-wheel drive product come to the market because honestly, for us here in Colorado, it is a big deal to be able to get out and go camping year-round without having to worry about getting caught in a snowstorm. Because we do. We're fighting each other. Hold on. There we go. All right. So now that we're all turned around here, let's go ahead and take a look at what this table is really all about. Because you're kind of probably going, why do they have to have this table here? Well, if you want to sit over there and then have the grandkids sit here and have some snacks or some dinner, this is a really cool setup. And this is why we have this seat cushion here. So this brings you up to that level. So if I put this seat cushion here, and these seats do go higher, so I can even get myself higher. But as you can see here, now I'm nice and comfortable. So maybe you'll choose to play cards here. Maybe you want to face each other and play rummy. Maybe you're playing bridge. But now you've got a compartment here that's got plenty of room for 4 adults instead of just 2. So as I mentioned earlier, you know, Winnebago does such a great job at trying to accommodate their clients' wishes. They've really dressed this coach up. They've come up with some new, you know, locking systems, for instance. So now you can see these drawers are all locked. I love the fact that it's very easy to see. They've got things like a pet monitor. So if it gets too hot in here, you can have it set up so your pet monitor will let you know. You've also got hydraulic leveling on both of them. So here's your leveling system. This is your control for your awning. You also have awning lights. Your coach battery access is here. All of your lights are here, but the big change for Winnebago in this year is going to be right here in this control panel, where you can see that you have so many great features. So here you can see, let's go into welcome home, lights, water systems, awning, pet management system. I know people are really excited about that. Energy management, climate control, slide outs. And you know, the app control these days is so different than it used to be. You can do so many things on your phone that you can't do, or that you couldn't do before on your coach. Now, this is going to be the smokehouse exterior, and then Hygge, Hygge interior. There's also another interior. It's called Hygge versus mod. The mod interior is going to be like really like light grays and blues. We just got a 24 T in the mod interior. I might do that one next. Whatever whim I have is where I go with my videos. Sometimes they're big, sometimes they're small, sometimes they're comparisons. But so this is the Hygge Hygge interior with the smokehouse exterior. And again, this can also have like a gray and blue theme on the outside. But most importantly, I think that both of these are really exciting options. This is a very nice, practically new 24V. This is a 2024 with less than 7,000 miles on it. And then this is a very nice brand new 24R. This is stock number 5N250008. Again, 5N250008. And then this is stock number 5U250128. Again, 5U250128. And of course, I am Katie O'Neill. I'm coming to you live from Transwest Truck Trailer RV. I hope that that brief little snippet gave you some ideas as to the differences available to you in the marketplace from Winnebago. Just let me know how I can get you out on the road and camping.